Hi, welcome to the Retro Comic Colour and Ben Day course in Affinity. Now I'm using Affinity Publisher or Designer or Photo, whichever of the three you choose, but I find Affinity Publisher easier. We're doing Comic Colour, Lesson 1. Why classic comics look the way they do and Retro Comic Colour and Ben Day course. In this lesson, we examine the production realities that shaped the visual style of classic comic books. Understanding these printing limitations is essential before building colour palettes or shading systems inside Affinity Publisher. Retro comic colour is not only an artistic style, it's the result of technical necessity. Early comic books were mass-produced entertainment products. Publishers prioritised speed and cost efficiency. Comics were printed quickly on inexpensive paper and distributed in large quantities, and this industrial production model influenced every visual decision made by artists and printers alike. Most early comics were printed on low-grade newsprint paper. This paper absorbed ink aggressively and softened fine detail. Colour saturation was reduced and edges often appeared blurred after printing. Artists had to compensate for this material limitation. Classic comics used a 4-colour printing process. Cyan, magenta, yellow and black inks were printed separately and layered to produce full-colour artwork. Each ink colour required its own printing plate. This process introduced alignment and reproduction challenges. Because each ink printed from a separate plate, precise alignment was difficult to maintain. Slight shifts between plates created colour halos and edge ghosting. To counteract this, artists simplified colour shapes and reinforced edges with heavy ink outlines. Gradients were unreliable in early comic printing. Ink pooled unevenly, tonal blends broke apart, and registration shifts distorted soft transitions. Because of these failures, artists avoided gradients almost entirely. Flat colour provided a stable solution. Solid colour areas separated cleanly across ink plates and reproduced consistently on newsprint. Flat colour also improved readability and reduced print errors. This became the standard colouring method for comic production. Heavy black lines using ink were essential. They contained colour fields, defined character shapes, and masked plate registration errors. Ink structure preserved clarity when colour production was inconsistent. Since gradients were unreliable, artists developed alternative shading methods. They used ink shadow shapes, cross-hatching, and mechanical tint screens. Dot patterns became one of the most efficient shading solutions. These dot systems allowed artists to simulate tone while remaining print safe. Ben Day dots were created using mechanical tint screens. By adjusting dot size and spacing, printers simulated tonal shading within 4-colour limits. This method allowed artists to add depth while maintaining print stability. What began as a technical limitation evolved into a cultural art style. Artists adapted to print constraints and transformed them into visual strengths. Flat colour, heavy ink and dot shading became iconic elements of comic storytelling. Today, those same traits define the retro comic aesthetic. In this lesson, we explored the production realities that shaped classic comic visuals. We examined 4-colour printing, plate registration limits, newsprint absorption, and gradient reproduction failures. we saw how flat colour, heavy ink and dot shading emerged as practical solutions. These technical constraints formed the foundations of retro comic style. In the next module, we'll begin building flat retro colour palettes inside Affinity Publisher. Thank you for watching this slide. We'll see you in the next module.